Given that the function f is defined as 7 minus 2x, and the function g is defined as 3x minus 1 over 5, the question states, calculate the value of a g of 2. And so we have a g of 2, and our goal is to calculate its value. First, we know that g of x is equal to 3x minus 1 all over 5. And so what does that mean about g of 2? Well, wherever we see x, we're going to put 2. So we see x here, so we put 2. We see x here, so we put 2. So g of 2 is equal to 3 times 2 minus 1 all over 5. Now, what is 3 times 2? Well, 3 times 2 is 6, and so there's going to be 6 minus 1. And 6 minus 1 is definitely 5. So we have 5 over 5. And 5 divided by 5 is definitely 1. So g of 2 is equal to 1. Next, our goal is to figure out the value of g of f of 3. So here we have two functions, g and f. And so we have to put f of 3, and we have to take f of 3 and put that inside of the function g. All right, so our first job is to evaluate what is the amount, or to figure out what is the amount of f of 3. Then once we figure out what is f of 3, we're going to take that amount and put that inside the function g. So what is f of 3? We know f of x is equal to 7 minus 2x. So f of 3 is going to be equal to 7 minus 2 times 3. So wherever we see x rather, we put 3. So we have 3 here, and we have 3 here because x is here. So f of 3 is equal to 7 minus 2 times 3. And here we have negative 2 times 3, and negative 2 times 3 is negative 6. And so f of 3 is equal to f of 3 is equal to 7 minus 6, and 7 minus 6 is 1. So f of 3 is equal to 1. And so we have to take f of 3, which is equal to 1, and put it inside of this function g. And so g of f of 3 is going to be 3, right, times 1. Why 1? Because 1 is equal to f of 3. And so we have 3 times 1 minus 1 all over 5. 3 times 1 is 3. We have 3 minus 1. Put that all over 5. And 3 minus 1 is 2. So we have 2 over 5. So g of f of 3 is equal to 2 over 5. Next, we have to determine x, where f of x is equal to 1. And so here they say that f of x is equal to 1. But what is f of x? Well, f of x, according to what they give us, the function that they give us, f of x is equal to 7 minus 2x. And we set that equal to 1. Now we solve for x. And in order to do that, we're going to take positive 7 and send it over the equal sign. It was a positive 7, but when we send it over the equal sign, it becomes a negative 7. So we have negative 2x is equal to 1 minus 7. What is 1 minus 7? Well, 1 minus 7 is negative 6. And so we have negative 2x is equal to negative 6. We divide both sides of this equation by negative 2. So this negative 2 cancels with this negative 2. So we get that x is equal to negative 6 divided by negative 2. And negative 6 divided by negative 2 is positive 3. So x is equal to positive 3. Next, we have to find out the inverse, right? The inverse of f, which is f inverse. And so that's what our goal is, to find f inverse. And so first we write f of x. F of x is equal to 7 minus 2x. But we want to find out the inverse of f. We take f of x and we set it equal to y. So we have y is equal to 7 minus 2x. And then we swap x and y. So we put x here and we put y here. Next, we solve for y. So we take 7, it's a positive 7. When we send it over, it becomes a negative 7. And so we have x minus 7 is equal to negative 2y. Next, we divide both sides of this equation by negative 2. This negative 2 cancels out with that. And so we get that y is equal to x minus 7 divided by negative 2. Again, y is equal to x minus 7 all over negative 2. But what is y? Well, y is equal to y is equal to, well, before we answer that question, what we did is we swapped the equation. So we just switched the sides. So we know that y is equal to x minus 2. I'm sorry, we know that y is equal to x minus 7 all over negative 2. And so we just wrote it where y is on the left-hand side. So y is equal to x minus 7 all over negative 2. So these two lines are saying the same thing. They're just written, one is written with y on the right-hand side. The other one is written with y on the left-hand side. But they're basically saying the same thing. So y is equal to x minus 7 all over negative 2. And it's saying the same thing. Y is equal to x minus 7 all over negative 2. But what is y, right? Y is equal to f inverse. And so f inverse of x is equal to x minus 7 all over negative 2. And that's f inverse of x. Next, we want to figure out, we want to write a simplified expression for g of f of x. And so we know that, so basically, what are we doing? Well, we have g of f of x. So the idea is that we have two functions. G is the parent function, f is the baby function. We have to take f, this function f, and put it inside of g. Now, what is g? Well, g of x is equal to 3x minus 1 all over 5. And so wherever you see x, you're going to put f of x. And so we put f of x here, and it's supposed to be 3 times x, but not 3 times x anymore. No, remember we have to replace x with f of x. So this is going to be 3 times f of x minus 1 all over 5. And so g of f of x is equal to 3 times f of x. What is f of x? Well, f of x is equal to 7 minus 2x. So we have 3 times f of x minus 1 all over 5. And so we distribute. We say, okay, we distribute. So let me show the distribution. We say 3 times 7. And 3 times 7 is 21. And then we say 3 times negative 2x. And 3 times negative 2x is negative 6x. So 3 times 7 is 21. And 3 times negative 2x is a negative 6x. And we subtract 1 all over 5. Next, we say, okay, what is 21 minus 1? The 21 minus 1 is equal to 20. So we have g of f of x is equal to 20 minus 6x all over 5. And that's what g of f of x is equal to. And that's the answer to this question.